Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have joined Kate Middleton, Prince William and the Queen at the Royal Albert Hall for the annual Festival of Remembrance. It is the first time the Sussexes and Cambridges have been seen together since Harry and Meghan opened up about their struggles in an emotional television documentary last month. The couples arrived separately to the event in South Kensington, as is custom in order of who is next in line to the throne. All four of them joined the Queen in the royal box for the event on Saturday evening, but were seated apart in similar positions to last year. Meghan, 38, dazzled in £621.72 Aquazzura de Nouveau pointy-toe pumps and Jessica McCormack ruby heart earrings, while Kate, 37, shined in a pair of pearl earrings, loaned from the Queen, and a Zara headband. The service is also being attended by the Duke of York, who sat next to Prime Minister Boris Johnson and his girlfriend Carrie Simons, the Earl and Countess of Wessex, the Princess Royal, the Duke and Duchess of Gloucester, the Duke of Kent and Vice Admiral Sir Tim Lawrence. This year's event marks 75 years since notable battles of 1944, which included Monte Cassino, Kohima, and Imphal, D-Day and the collaboration of Commonwealth and Allied forces. It also celebrates the 100th anniversary of the Government Communications Headquarters and pay tribute to RFA Mounts Bay, which delivered supplies and aid to the Bahamas after Hurricane Dorian this year. The ceremony is hosted by the Royal British Legion and commemorates all those who lost their lives in conflicts, with artists including James Blunt, Leona Lewis and Jeff Goldblum performing alongside the Central Band of the Royal Air Force and Band of Royal Marines. A standing ovation was given to 44 veterans who represented those who served in the battles of 1944. The service also recognized Colonel Gail Halvorsen, who is best known as the Berlin candy bomber after he dropped candy to German children during the Berlin airlift from 1948 to 1949. The 99-year-old received a standing ovation while he was on stage with Vera Michurch, who was one of the children who received the candy. The service also paid tribute to RFA Mounts Bay, which delivered supplies and aid to the Bahamas after Hurricane Dorian this year. A video was played which showed the destruction of the hurricane and the aid provided by RFA Mounts Bay crew. This year's event also celebrated the 100th anniversary of the Government Communications Headquarters. Festival presenter Hugh Edwards described the GCH as being at the forefront of intelligence gathering in the UK. The mood fell somber when the last post rang out in the theatre, and during the minutes of silence poppy petals drifted from the ceiling. The service concluded with traditional prayers, hymns and blessings before an enthusiastic rendition of God Save the Queen. Her Majesty waved to the crowd before leaving. Harry and Meghan opened up about their struggles with the pressures of royal life and media scrutiny last month, as the Duchess of Sussex revealed she was existing, not living. The prince also admitted he and William are traveling on different paths and have good days and bad days in their relationship, in what was the first public acceptance of a rift between the brothers. In a candid interview, the Duke of Sussex acknowledged there had been deepening tensions between himself and William, following months of speculation about the state of the brothers' relationship. The Duke of Cambridge was said to be worried about his younger brother and hoped he and Meghan were all right, a Kensington Palace source told the BBC Online. But another told how Prince William was furious with Harry for giving the interview and had told him so. The source said there was a view throughout the royal family that the couple were in a fragile place. Meanwhile today, the Prime Minister gave tributes ahead of Remembrance Sunday as the three main party leaders prepared to break away from the election campaign trail to pay their respects tomorrow. Boris Johnson said he will be proud to lay his first wreath at the cenotaph as PM, and vowed to continue to champion those who serve today with such bravery in our military. Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn used a video message to say many serving personnel, veterans and their families are not getting the support they deserve. And Liberal Democrat leader Joe Swinson said people should pause to reflect and remember how fragile peace can be. The trio will be joined by the SNP's Westminster leader Ian Blackford and the DUP's Nigel Dodson paying their respects at the cenotaph on Sunday morning. Mr. Johnson said, "On Remembrance Sunday this year I will be thinking of the men and women who, over the centuries, have given so much to protect our country. I will especially remember the men and women who gave the ultimate sacrifice in war, so that today we can live in peace. I will be proud to lay my first wreath at the cenotaph as Prime Minister. I am immensely grateful to those who continue to choose a life in the armed forces. Without them, our country would be a less safe place to live. I introduced the first office for Veteran Affairs as a sign of my commitment to those who have served, and I will continue to champion those who serve today with such bravery in our military. Mr. Corbyn said, "We remember the many brave people from Britain and all across the world who put their lives on the line, making huge sacrifices in 2 world wars which cost the lives of millions, and in all the other conflicts since." He added, "For so many of our armed forces, our veterans and their families who have given and still give so much to us, they are not getting the support they deserve. Servicemen and women have faced pay cuts, service accommodation left in disrepair, and are worried their children are left without the support that they need." Ms. Swinson, who will be attending the service for the first time as Lib Dem leader, said, "Today we remember all those who gave their lives so that we can live in freedom. We also give our heartfelt thanks to those members of our armed forces, to veterans and their families, for all they do and the sacrifices they make to keep us safe. We know it is so hard for people to be away from their loved ones and we owe them a debt of gratitude. We should also pause to reflect and remember today how fragile peace can be and how important it is that we all continue to stand up alongside our allies to preserve it."